How does trap shooting work for clay targets? Imagine standing in a field with a shotgun in your hands, ready to take on a flying target. That's what trap shooting is all about. It's a sport where shooters aim at clay targets launched into the air. These targets are also called clay pigeons because they look like small, brittle discs. The goal is to hit and break the clay before it hits the ground. It's a fast-paced game that tests your reaction and shooting skills. The core of trap shooting is a machine called a trap. This device holds and throws the clay targets into the air. The trap is usually inside a small shelter called a trap house. The trap house keeps the equipment safe and hides the launch point from the shooter. This setup makes the targets fly in unpredictable directions, just like real birds flying from cover. There are two main types of traps, automatic and manual. Automatic traps use electric motors to load and launch the clay targets. They often have a carousel that holds hundreds of clay pigeons, ready to be thrown. Manual traps need a person to place each clay on the throwing arm by hand. Both types use a spring or motor to send the clay flying into the air when the shooter calls for it. The shooter presses a button or calls out to trigger the launch. In a typical trap shooting setup, shooters line up behind the trap house. Each person takes a turn to shoot at the flying target. The trap throws the clay away from the shooter at different angles, but always moving upward and outward. The shooter doesn't know exactly where the clay will go until it is launched. This makes the game exciting and tests quick reactions. The physics behind the launch involves converting stored energy into motion. The trap uses a spring or motor to give the clay enough speed to fly through the air. The throwing arm must be carefully controlled to keep the speed, angle, and trajectory consistent. This consistency is important for fair play and good practice. Trap shooting helps develop skills that are useful in hunting. It trains you to track moving targets, lead your shots, and stay focused under pressure. When a bird flushes from cover, you need to react quickly and aim ahead of its path. That's exactly what trap shooting teaches you. To shoot well, keep your shotgun mounted at your shoulder. Focus your eyes on the clay and move the gun smoothly as the target appears. Estimating the correct lead, how far ahead of the clay to aim is key. This skill helps in both trap shooting and real hunting situations, where quick, instinctive shots are needed. If you want to practice without a full trap machine, you can use hand throwers or spring-loaded devices. These launch clay targets manually or with a spring. They're less consistent but still good for practicing reaction time and accuracy. In the end, trap shooting is a fun and organized way to practice shooting moving targets with a shotgun. It builds skills that are useful in hunting and shooting sports. The sport focuses on consistency, quick reactions, and precision. Whether you're competing or just having fun, trap shooting offers a great way to improve your shooting ability and enjoy the challenge of hitting fast-moving targets.